Hey everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thanks so much again for joining me here. I hope you're having a fantastic day. We're taking a quick look here again at Render. Double checking this is one of my requests here from our community. Deeply appreciate the request, Silk Road, and of course Jungle Boy 420, one of our more animated and awesome community members. Deeply appreciate all of you. Absolutely awesome to be part of your lives. When it comes to Render, there's some important stuff we want to see here. We're going to dive into the backend data here in a minute, but just to clarify, we're honoring this descending trendline breakthrough as a bullish backtest of that descending trendline. So this is very, very good. You can also argue this is a cup and handle pattern that's breaking out of its most recent high. You could also say that we have a double top here. Or correction, sorry, double bottom that will break this more recent top here at 0.618. So a lot of reasons why a long position is more viable than a short, but let's discuss that and make sure we understand specifically what's going on in the back end data first. Okay, so this is liquidation levels in the back end here. First of all, we can see 7, 7.5, and 8. Between basically $7 to $8 is a heavy concentration of liquidation on the smaller time frames. We zoom out a little bit, we can see there is liquidation of both sides here. A lot more longs here at this low to mid $5 range, but a tremendous amount of liquidation above the price action here at about the $9 mark. Now, granted, those are previous, more long-term liquidation levels, but once more, we break through the $7 mark, start running towards this 0.618 fib level, we could very well see a recent retest here, or a retest of that more recent high at $7.95. Basically $8. Okay, so awesome stuff. Quick congrats. I just got to give some kudos where credit's due. Congrats to our community members for some nice profit there from Bitcoin. We actually had a short position open leading into 60,000, closed it at a loss, and opened a Bitcoin long at 60K to 63.3. So we took 55% there to make up the difference. That's kind of what you got to do. Sometimes, folks, it can be difficult to close a losing trade, but when the momentum is shifting, you got to shift gears, and that's, again, something we were able to calibrate there as a community. Speaking of community, too, we got a really awesome revamped Discord and a lot of good resources coming. So future reference to our community members, thanks again for just all that you do. There's a lot of good stuff coming here soon. Again, I'll post an update here shortly, but focus on Render here. Daily time frame, work our way down, moving averages. We're coming up to the 20-day SMA. Until we get above that, we cannot propose that we are breaking bullish, even though it's a pretty good start. We're not quite there yet. Okay, so again, if we do take a look at the daily though, you can see about 4 days straight where the price action could not surpass 650. That's likely going to be the new bottom. So the price pulls back. That's a solid consideration for entry at about 650. Taking a look here at the overall sentiment, we can see we're still under 50 on the RSI 2, with stochastic swinging up and money flow index slightly higher. Okay, MACD converging, these are all positive contributing factors, leading me to believe we're probably more likely to see the price continue higher than lower. Okay, again, this is not an exact science, but generally speaking, these are very large statistical probabilities of the price going up. The thing you got to recognize though, and we do have to acknowledge this, there is a CME gap on Bitcoin at 58.5 roughly, as low as upwards of about 61K. So just say 59 to 61K is that range. We could very well see that retested. If so, Render may also consider pulling back. We compare Render with Bitcoin. We can see Bitcoin's proposed a much better situation here than Render. So keep in mind, if there is a pullback, Render could pull back to either triple bottom or retest this 0.236 fib at about 620. I'd say that's more of a worst case scenario. 650 seems like a more likely pivot point. Even if Bitcoin were to pull back, again, we've broken that descending trend line and we're respecting these more recent ranges. Take a look here at the 4 hour, just to clarify. We are coming up to 70 in the RSI, common rejection area. We got a third stochastic swing to the downside. So generally speaking, we should see something happen here soon, but we got good momentum. We're above most moving averages minus the 200, and that's roughly at 725. Again, that's an area of liquidation if you look at this level here right there. So again, all these things kind of combined leads me to believe that Render is here to stay and we shouldn't see too much of a pullback. Hourly time frame, clarify this here. Let's double check Ichimoku Cloud. In fact, let's look at our volume profile too, honestly, for the daily time frame. Quickly take perspective here where we're at there. We want to look at the most recent relevant past, okay? So we can see a lot of resistance at about 760 in the overall macro for a volume. So just keep in mind that could work against us eventually. So you want to secure profits between now and 760. Don't get too greedy with your trades. If we take a look at the hourly though, the last kind of thing we want to kind of recognize here is that we are above the Ichimoku Cloud, lagging spans, free and clear, and conversion lines over the baseline. Okay, so these are all tried and true positive signs. And if we do see, of course, a more recent high, there could be a bullish backtest of that trend there and essentially bounce off that level. So we got 3 different areas where the price could bounce. We got this one here, the more recent 665. The price could also pull back to this more recent fib at about 650. That seems more likely to me, especially if we start retracing a bit for Bitcoin. And worst case scenario would just be this volume profile here at about 640. So there's 3 entry potential areas there for you. I'll go and post that on our trade setups. It's a new channel that we have in our Discord, or trade alerts rather, where I provide for you specific entries for coins that I'm looking at. Again, that's a newer feature that we're bringing here to make sure that all of our current members have some relevant updates there, so you know specifically what I'm thinking before I take the trade. You can consider a trade yourself too, using your own proper risk tolerance. All of that being said, Render looks fairly bullish. It's breaking bullish. Not a guarantee, of course, but it's larger statistical probability. You could say the same thing about most coins, but honestly, this one has a pretty solid little situation going on, and I think that there's some good contributing factors. So to me personally, I'm going to be excited to get an entry somewhere in the 650 range. I'll go ahead and set an alert right now. All right, folks, thanks again for watching. Make sure you check out BitUnix, phenomenal exchange. Highly recommend them. The link down below if you haven't seen them yet or used them. No KYC or VPN required, and awesome rewards. Use my link to register. And obviously join us over here on our Twitter, Telegram, Discord, YouTube, and now TikTok and YouTube Shorts. It's really a lot of fun. Check it out. Thanks again so much for your time. We'll see you next one. Take care.